Tiphaine Véron, born on July 22, 1982 in Rennes, France, grew up in Poitiers from the age of 2. She earned a degree in art history and also pursued studies in both Russian and Japanese. In early adulthood, she was diagnosed with epilepsy. But after extensive treatment, her condition was brought under control, enabling her to live a full and active life. At the time of her journey to Japan, Tain was employed in Poitiers as a school assistant supporting children with disabilities. In July 2018, at the age of 36, she traveled to Japan with plans to spend 2 nights beginning July 28 in Nikko, a mountainous city in Tochigi Prefecture north of Tokyo. Nikko is known for its historical and spiritual significance, particularly the Tashugu Shrine, a richly decorated complex dedicated to Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate. The site features ornate structures such as the Yimin Gate, a main sanctuary nestled among towering cedars, and Yasu's mausoleum. On July 27, 2018, Tain Véron arrived in Japan, touching down at Narita International Airport in Chiba Prefecture. She had carefully organized a 3-week solo journey across the country, recording her itinerary in detailed handwritten notes. After spending her first night in Tokyo, she continued on to the mountain town of Nikko the following day, where she checked into the Turtle Inn for her stay. Security footage captured Tain making her way to the Turtle Inn, where she arrived sometime between 4 and 4:30 p.m. On the 28th of July, she sent photos to her contacts through WhatsApp after checking in. With the day growing late and Typhoon Jongdari approaching, she chose to remain indoors for the evening. On the morning of July 29th, Tain Véron was seen having breakfast at the Turtle Inn between 8:30 and 9:30 a.m., with a fellow guest capturing a photo of her at 8:41 a.m. What happened next remains unclear. According to the hotel manager, she was seen leaving around 9:53 or 54 a.m. with a shoulder bag. However, her phone continued to emit signals from her room afterwards, raising questions about her movements. When she failed to return, staff grew increasingly concerned. By 10:30 a.m. the following day, July 30th, hotel personnel entered her room and discovered her belongings undisturbed, including her passport. Authorities were then notified of her mysterious vanishing. On August 1, 2018, Tiphaine Véron's family was officially informed of her disappearance by the French embassy in Japan. Less than a week later, on August 6th, her sister and 2 brothers traveled to Japan to assist in the ongoing search efforts alongside local authorities. Her mother and Dare appealed directly to French President Emmanuel Macron, urging him to allocate greater investigative resources to the case. As the weeks passed without answers, Tiphaine's sister, Sybil, made a public plea on September 9th, asking tourists who had been in Nikko at the time of the disappearance to share any photos they had taken, hoping they might contain vital clues. On October 17th, during a state visit by Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe to France, Sybil seized an opportunity to speak to President Macron in person at the Elysee Palace. On November 10, 2018, roughly 500 people gathered in Poitiers for a solidarity march, calling for transparency and continued efforts to uncover the truth. Between May 7th and 17th, 2019, a coordinated search mission involving mountain rescue specialists was conducted in Japan, but produced no new leads. The family returned again in late July of 2019, holding a demonstration in Nikko to mark the first anniversary of her disappearance. By May 2019, after extensive but fruitless searches, the family publicly rejected the theory that Tiphaine's disappearance was accidental. They raised concerns about the investigation, questioning the completeness of the case file passed on to the French authorities and highlighting inconsistencies in witness testimonies, particularly regarding the timeline provided by hotel staff. They also analyzed Tiphaine's Google Maps data, which tracked her movements until 11:40 a.m. on July 29 when her Wi-Fi signal abruptly vanished. In early August 2019, Tiphaine's brother Damien led another search near the hotel where she was last seen. This effort, which included 5 volunteers and 7 trained search dogs, once again ended with no trace of Tiphaine. Tiphaine Véron's family released a missing person alert, noting her height as 165 centimeters. She has green eyes and light brown hair, and highlighted medical concerns due to her epilepsy, though it had been well managed with medication. While some media reports speculated she may have suffered a seizure, no hospital admission or eyewitness accounts support this, and she was reportedly in good spirits on the morning she vanished. Early theories suggested she may have died accidentally, possibly slipping into a river or encountering danger in the nearby forests of Nikko, a mountainous and heavily wooded area. Japanese authorities initially leaned towards this explanation. A scarf was discovered near a river during search efforts, but her family disputed its relevance, noting that no flooding occurred and that Tain never wore scarves. Moreover, the fact that her belongings, including her passport, remained untouched in her hotel room casts doubt on an accidental scenario. A far more concerning theory involves potential foul play. In the months following Tain's disappearance, Nikko and the surrounding Tochigi prefecture saw a disturbing series of violent incidents. In August 2018, a human skull was discovered near local railway tracks. Weeks later, 2 women were found fatally attacked in a parking lot. Other human remains, including bones and dismembered bodies, were recovered from forests and river banks between October 2018 and early 2022. According to the family's private investigator, during this period, at least 15 bodies were found and 33 sexual assaults were reported in the area. One notable lead involves reports of a man posing as a tour guide near Takonu Jinga Shrine, a site Tiphaine had planned to visit. In 2019, warning signs were posted about a man who had allegedly made inappropriate physical contact with visitors. Japanese women later shared testimonies on social media about similar encounters in the same area. Authorities acknowledged that the individual was known to them but had not been seen since January 2018. The fake guide theory is considered plausible and may account for the abrupt end of Tiphaine's phone activity and the lack of immediate clues. Suspicion has also surrounded the hotel manager, the last confirmed person to see Tiphaine. His statements about her departure time have been inconsistent. Furthermore, luminol tests reportedly revealed large stains, possibly blood, on the wall of her room, but no official forensic results have been made public. No suspects have been formally identified, and there have been no ransom demands. However, the possibility of criminal involvement remains under serious consideration. The idea that Tiphaine chose to vanish or ended her life is considered highly unlikely by those closest to her. She had detailed plans for her trip, stayed in frequent contact with her family, and left behind all her personal items. A dedicated school assistant with a love for Japanese culture, she had fulfilled a long-held dream by visiting the country and had already booked her return flight towards the end of 2020. The family brought in private investigator Jean-François Abgrau, known for his role in the arrest of notorious serial killer Francis M., known as the criminal backpacker, to further support their efforts. Tiphaine Véron traveled back to Japan in December 2022, meeting with local police and reviewing Tiphaine's disappearance in relation to other unsolved cases in the region. Tiphaine's loved ones established the association Unipatron United for Tiphaine to support ongoing efforts to uncover the truth behind her disappearance. French tech entrepreneur Xavier Niel, founder of Free, responded to the family's request for help and provided technical expertise. His analysis revealed that Tiphaine's phone had not been switched off in a standard way. It had likely been abruptly shut down, possibly due to physical damage or forced battery removal. The search has also gained the support of Kazunari Watanabe, a retired Japanese citizen who became a dedicated local ally. He has reportedly traveled to Nikko more than 40 times to assist the family. Tiphaine's relatives continue to hold on to hope that she may still be alive and possibly being held against her will. Their commitment to finding answers remains unwavering. Tiphaine Véron's older brother Damien continues to push for international collaboration in the search for his sister. He believes that coordinated efforts between Japan, France, and the United Nations could significantly improve the chances of uncovering the truth. In a public message, he expressed a heartfelt desire to reassure Tiphaine that he is still searching and will not give up. In October 2023, Damien joined French citizens living in Japan, members of the French Parliament, and officers from the Nikko police station in a public awareness campaign. The group gathered outside the station to distribute cards featuring a QR code that links to a dedicated website about Tiphaine's case. They then walked through Nikko's popular tourist areas, including around the Canal Bridge, carrying signs that read, "Don't forget Tiphaine." In early 2024, prominent French legal figures, lawyer Karine Herman and Judge Sabine Caris from the nation's cold case unit planned a visit to Nikko to deepen the inquiry. On January 22, 2024, the Véron family received notice from the United Nations Human Rights Committee that it had formally urged Japanese authorities to re-engage with the case and relaunch investigative efforts. On July 29, 2024, exactly 6 years after Tiphaine's disappearance, Tiphaine Véron launched a renewed global call for witnesses. He urged anyone who had been in Nikko on the day she vanished to come forward and share any photographs they may have taken in hopes that even the smallest detail could lead to new insights in the ongoing investigation. Anyone with information regarding Tiphaine's disappearance is urged to contact the Nikko police station at 028-853-110